Dr. Alexander Koltypin, a geologist and director of the Natural Science Research Center at Moscow's International Independent University of Ecology and Geology, has been successfully investigating some very controversial finds throughout the world. Dotting the Earth are areas of ancient petrified ground that has remained untouched for millions of years. Once soft mud, these areas transformed into stone over many millions of years. What is amazing about these areas is the evidence of tire tracks embedded upon the stone. Many have speculated that they are in fact tank tracks, or tracks of far larger vehicles than cars. What Dr. Alexander Koltypin has discovered is that these tracks made by an unknown vehicle cross geological faults confirmed as being created in the Middle and Late Miocene period some 12 to 14 million years ago, proving they are older than these natural faults. Just what sort of all-terrain vehicles could have been traversing the landscapes of Earth some 15 million years ago? The petrified tracks have been found in numerous areas within Turkey and Spain, and even further afield. Petrified wheel ruts have been found in Malta, Italy, Kazakhstan, France, and even in North America. One of the major clusters is in Sofka, Turkey, with tracks covering an area of about 45 miles by 10 miles. Another is in Cappadocia, Turkey, where there are several pockets, one of the biggest being about 25 miles by 15 miles. Some of the tracks are similar in length to modern cars, with tires about 9 inches wide. Dr. Alexander Koltypin said geological and archaeological works that contain information about these ruts are few and far between, especially in English. Koltypin maintains, after heavy research, that the tracks could not possibly have been left by lightweight carts or chariots, as the vehicles that left these tracks would have been much heavier than carts pulled by camels. They left far too deep of an impression on the Earth. He has conducted many field studies in various locations and reviewed published studies on the local geology extensively. He hypothesizes that a network of roads once spread through much of the Mediterranean and beyond some 12 million years ago. These thoroughways would have been used by people who built the underground cities, like that at Cappadocia, Turkey, which he theorizes are also much older than mainstream archaeology holds them as today.
A Russian geologist says there is significant evidence an ancient non-human civilization drove giant cars on the Earth's surface 12 to 14 million years ago, with the tracks still visible today. Dr. Alexander Koltypin, a leading geologist in Russia, says that mysterious groove-like markings in the Phrygian Valley of central Turkey were artificially made by all-terrain vehicles and not created by any natural process. The scientist, a director of the Natural Science Scientific Research Center at Moscow's International Independent University of Ecology and Politology, has just returned in late August 2015 from a field trip to the site in Anatolia with 3 colleagues. He described the markings as petrified tracking ruts in rocky tufaceous deposits, made from compacted volcanic ash. He said we can suppose that ancient vehicles on wheels were drove on soft soil, maybe a wet surface. Because of their weight the ruts were so deep. Describing what could have made such tracks, he added all these rocky fields were covered with the ruts left some millions of years ago. We are not talking about human beings. We are dealing with some kind of cars or all-terrain vehicles. According to Dr. Koltypin's observations, the view of the ruts does not leave any doubt that they are ancient. In some places the surface suffered from weathering, cracks are seen here. As a geologist, I can certainly tell you that unknown antediluvian all-terrain vehicles drove around central Turkey some 12 to 14 million years ago. Dr. Koltypin claimed archaeologists avoid touching this matter, because it will ruin all their classic theories. He added, I think we are seeing the signs of the civilization which existed before the classic creation of this world. Maybe the creatures of that pre-civilization were not like modern human beings. He said the ancient car tracks are one of a number of clues which prove the existence of ancient civilizations but are often ignored by mainstream scientists. Do you think that the tracks were really made by an ancient cars millions of years ago? Stay tuned and subscribe to